Good morning, mathematicians. Sorry, I was having weird problems getting stream started this morning. But we're rolling now, and I have no idea how I actually fixed it. Oh, but we're so delayed that it doesn't even know the stream has started yet. Well, oh wow, look at how many fake streams got made. But we're rolling now, and I have no idea. Yes, we are indeed. Okay. Probably gonna talk more about... oh, disconnected for a second. Wow, that was not good that we disconnected seconds into chat. Mere seconds into the stream. What's up with you? Yeah. Hello, Dijonais. Is that supposed to be Dijonais? Dijonais? That works. Okay, where were we? We're about to get hepped up. We were getting hepped. Friggin' hepped. Today will not be a very long office hour. So I like to get to campus nice and early on days that I teach. And I had other stuff going on. I thought I was celebrating that I got a postdoc or something. No, it's a pun on the Homotopia extension property. In fact, quite to the contrary, I just got an email this morning telling me I didn't get the postdoc in Spain. So, oh, it's a weird spelling of Johnny. I see, Johnny. The gent spelling of Johnny. Yeah. Why am I thinking about hep? Why aren't you thinking about hep? Huh? Here's the reason I'm thinking about hep. Because someone asked me to. Someone in one of my previous live streams said, could you think about hep? Could you talk about hep? So I am. Okay, what was our setup here? We were trying to construct f bar t. We were trying to construct an f bar t from xi to y, and we wanted f bar t to be a retract. Meaning we wanted to show that the restriction, we wanted this to be the identity, and we wanted f bar t to x times I to be the identity as well. Okay, but we haven't shown this yet. Maybe it is fate. Ooh, you just finished a PhD interview. So maybe that means you'll get it. Maybe it does. Maybe it does, yeah. Yeah, at this point, now I'm thinking it's maybe time to go learn cryptography and get rich doing that. That's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. Okay, so f bar t restricted to x0. Why should that be the identity? Well, I guess we had this map f0. I guess we built it to extend this map, right? That was part of the input data we used, right? Hep says if you have these things, Hep says if you have these things, you get this thing. And part of the data is that it restricts to f0. And what was our starting f0? This was our starting f0. And so, yes, it should be the identity on this piece. Okay, that's fine. Hello, Costa Cachori. This is the latest in chat you've been. So we're good on here. The question is, are we good on the other component? Are Are we good on the other component? Well, I guess yes, because, well, should it extend FT? Do we also have a constraint there? It should, right? I don't remember seeing that in the definition of the hep definition. The hepinition. Surely it just comes like directly to the definition like that, right? Yeah, restricted to the AZ. Yeah, so we basically just get it. Hello, Daniel. Good morning. Okay. Right. High energy physics. Yes, of course. Of course. Of course hep means high energy physics to me. Okay. Well, we could do the converse direction, and we could do the more general case. But why don't we just jump over? Why don't we just start reading more about cofibrations? How about that? How about that? Cofibration is just any map that has the homotopy extension property with respect to all spaces. That is, I is a cofibration if for every topological space and for every pair of continuous maps, and G, okay, I need to write things out. Do I even lift? I lift homotopies all day long. Actually, that's not true. In the last year, I've probably lifted. I've lifted the. What's the bar on the bench press called? The bar? I don't know. Anyways, in the last couple years, I've lifted the bar on the bench press much more frequently than I've lifted a homotopy. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that. So we have a cofibration if blah, 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 a cofibration. A cofibration if right, Epstein. Cofibration if for every topological space and every pair of maps, f prime, every pair of maps here and every map here, where G, I guess we could view it as sort of restriction to F, and for any homotopy from F to F prime, there is a continuous map here and a homotopy from G to G prime, such that H iota AT is HAT. Makes sense. Okay. Makes sense. Nikolai, why are you gatekeeping physics? That's what I want to know. Why are you gatekeeping physics right now? From a rod, nonetheless. You finished all 3 exams? Ooh. The first and third went really well. What happened to applied stats? That's what the people are asking. This definition is formally dual to vibration. Of course. Okay. Topologists have long studied good subspace embedding. Blah 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 blah. Here is what. Yeah, we want the mapping. The Kofstein. We want the mapping cylinder. Right. We want the mapping cylinder. So if we have a continuous map of topological spaces. We want the mapping cylinder, and we want to understand also, this should give us, like, if we're talking about homology, this should be related to the mapping cone, right? Somehow we should get like a complex out related to mapping cone. Or is that just similar terminology? I'm pretty sure they're actually formally related, right? Anyways. So there should be an embedding, a canonical embedding, whatever that means, and a projection map. So we get an inclusion and a projection. I've heard of the renormalization group. Such that Ri is F, as pictured in the commutative diagram below. Right. The result can be summarized by saying that every map is equivariant in the homotopy category to equivalent. That's what happens when you got too much groups on the brain. Too much groups on the brain. You see equivalent, you think it's equivariant. R-I, great. The mapping cone is how you canonically replace a map of spaces by a cofibration. Yeah, but there's also like the mapping cone of a morphism of complexes, right? And does that not have something to do with this version of the mapping cone? You listen to more of the sheafification of G convo. He seems slightly depressed. Does he? I don't know. That is not the impression that I got. Of course, not. I'm sure there's some sadness about academia, the academic life not continuing. But yeah, I don't know. Then again, people have commented on some of my streams before. They're like, "Bro, you look depressed." I'm like, I don't know. Well, maybe I am. I don't know. I don't think so. But oh, might be too strong a word. I see. And then you immediately correct that, but it seemed a bit down. Yeah, again, I didn't pick up on that, but I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit down. I listen to a lot of Elliott Smith, so you know. Yeah. Mapping cone of a morphism of complexes plays the same role in the corresponding model structure. Okay. I see. Those math folks are a mess. Yeah. Okay. Arnstrom, I don't know if that's the right way to say it, has proved a strengthening of this result that every map factors as a composition of a cofibration and a homotopy equivalence, which is also a fibration. Right. The inclusion map of the boundary of a sphere, solid disk, is a cofibration. Okay. Can we prove that? Maybe we should prove that. In chain complexes, and it goes on to explain this further down. Yeah. Maybe we should prove the thing about the circle. Maybe we could just prove the thing about S1. Maybe we could prove that this is a cofibration. So, let's see. S1 into D2. We want to prove that this is a cofibration. Math folks are math addicts? Yes, absolutely. Can't even say they dress better than regular dress. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, only difference is we're government funded. Yeah. You seen that I'm learning lean. Yes. I'm playing through the lean game. Do I plan to use it in future papers or is it just a fun endeavor? Just a fun endeavor at the moment. How's the sentiment in my department towards formalization? Yeah, I don't think people care. I don't think most people care about it, you know. Yeah, I don't think there's no one in the department. Actually, there's one person, he's actually in the philosophy department, but he does a lot of math stuff. And apparently, the logic courses that he teaches uses, I forget what it's called, but it's like an older verification thing specifically for propositional logic. I forget what it's even called though. Yeah, but outside that, any of the you know, people in the math department on my play, I think most people, they might think it's interesting or whatever from afar and maybe go to talks on it or something, but there's no one. I don't know if there's anyone that's any faculty that's opened up, a proof assistant and written a proof in it. You just sold an ounce of gold. Will get you through unemployment for 3 more months. God damn. God damn. Maybe one day I too will have money. Let's see if you more or less caught the top or if it was a mistake. Yes, indeed. Let's see. You think so too, but you have the impression that lately interest has grown a bit. Oh, okay, but that's a very different question, right? Interest globally, interest in mathematics, is a different question than interest in my department specifically. Of course, interest globally has been growing ever since 2017, I would say. Yeah, of course it's grown a lot. Just my department specifically. Yeah. You have heard STEM departments has become too over specialized that people can't even connect with each other. Who did you hear this from? Do you think it's happened in math? I mean, so first off, I reject the claim that it's too over specialized. Good morning, Raymond. I reject the claim that it's too over specialized. What does that mean? Too over specialized for what? Now, of course, if you choose a randomly chosen PDE person and a randomly chosen graph theory person and a randomly chosen algebraic geometry person, you put them in a room and you say, oh, explain each other's research to each other. Yeah, they'll probably think each other's speaking an alien language. Yeah, it doesn't quite count, Leo. If only your message had arrived a split second earlier. But yeah, I mean, what does it mean to be too specialized? Yeah, they can't, the average person. I mean, of course, there's people that live in the intersections of all these fields and they can translate, but yeah, I mean, that's just what happens when we get a lot of knowledge in some particular topic, Okay, so why is this a cofibration? Well, let's take so no, I guess we're calling this one iota. Let's call this iota. Let's suppose we have a pair of maps, ff prime into some space S. Maybe that's a little confusing with the RS up there, but oh well. And we have a map from D2 into S, whose restriction to S1 is F, and we have a homotopy from F to F prime. And we want to prove that we can lift it. Okay. We want to prove that we can lift it to a homotopy on D2. Yeah. Maybe I'll draw some pictures here. I don't know if this is the right way to draw the picture, but yeah. Trying to understand your number theory grad student friends' research while also trying to not burn to death in Mesa biome. I don't know what you mean. How much do I view a sign of mathematical competence to a form of utility for an engineer? Not at all, actually. I don't know. As an engineer, what do you have to do? You have to like type a differential equation into MATLAB or something. Yeah, I mean, what do you mean by mathematical competence as well? I mean, also, engineer is such a broad term, right? Like, you know, a computer engineer probably doesn't have to solve the same kind of math problems as an engineer that's like building, that's involved in building particle accelerators or something. So, yeah, it depends what you mean by mathematically competent as well. Like, a lot of people would consider being able to like calculate the tip for a server in your head to be mathematically competent. And in some sense, they're right. Like in some sense, mathematical competence. I think about when I go to the grocery store and I think about having like numeracy and being able to just think about what your total bill is and taxes and compare value, look at the volume and approximate in your head what the like price per volume of this can of beans versus that can of beans or something. you know does that count as mathematical competency? And if you're comparing people to like tenured pure mathematicians, then and that level of abstraction, then no, engineers don't have to be mathematically competent. So it depends on what those words mean. Engineer will often be more mathematically competent in a lot of math than pure math people. Yeah, well, again, depends what that term actually means. Anywho. How am I going to do this homotopy? I feel like, somehow we could use the fact that we have a retraction of the disk down to the use the fact that we have like a we don't have a retraction in this case, actually. What am I saying? Okay, so what am I trying to do? I have a pair of maps. Wait. Yeah, I drew F in the wrong way. The F and F prime go here. The F and F prime go here. And I have my G. And I'm trying to build my G prime. Okay. Now, what's the right way to picture this? Because I have some way to deform F into F prime. I guess I could define... thinking about just trying to change G on the boundary. Your Q's are going the wrong way, aren't they? Wait, my Q's? Did you mean my G's? Oh wait, and the G goes. Wait, G and yes, you're right. G goes. G goes from D2 to S. Okay. G goes from D2 to S. Okay. I also don't even know what I'm trying to do, Leo. And I'm probably not going to do it for much longer because I should go to campus. There's a fairly big astronomer YouTube called Cool World, and he just made a video where he reports an Institute of Advanced Study meeting where they discussed LLMs, and the sentiment seemed to be that they expect the AIs to replace a lot of things. Yeah. And that they will buy stuff from the AI companies no matter the price and ethics of it. Okay. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. If you asked me to predict that about literally anything in the world, I would I would predict that any sort of organization or institute would have that response. You never thought you'd be needing math to develop better AI. Really? Because I mean, AI is just math. It's just linear algebra, and it's just linear algebra and calculus. So, is it even that complex of math? I don't even know if it's that complex. Again, I'm pretty ignorant of the field, so it could be a lot more complex than I'm imagining. Model access? The guy was raising that the companies might pull the rug once everyone is used to having transitions research to even more ML thinking type kind of supported. I'm not sure I totally grok that paragraph, but I am trying to extend some kind of homotopy. Yeah. I am trying to extend some kind of homotopy. Anywho, I guess I'll try tomorrow. I guess I'll try tomorrow. Time to go get ready to teach some kids. Yo. So QED.